Hello everyone, welcome to the first ever Excel tutorial video for my blog, nicholasperkins.com, and also for YouTube. And today I'm going to bring you the SUMIF function. SUMIF is great when you want to total up thousands of lines of data based on categories or types of product, or maybe it's on regions. And today I thought I'd show you just with a small little subset of data to make it easy to see. Now, as you can see here, we've got the data for Tom Jones Autos and their sales data for July 2009. Now, they sell a few different types of cars: a ute, good old Aussie ute, the sports car, the sedan, and the hippie car, and they have a few different regions as well. Now, management want to be able to do little charts and graphs and all sorts of whiz-bang reports based on their sales data, but they want to know the totals. They don't just want to see all these individual figures for each of the regions. So they want to know how many utes were sold last month, how many cars in the east region were sold, and that's where SUMIF comes involved. So I'm just going to create a little table here, which is where we're going to put our summary of all the data: sports car, sedan, and hippie car. Hippie car, of course, is their new environmentally friendly option. And normally, without SUMIF, you could just go up to the formula bar, type equal, and click on each of the ute cells. So D6 plus D10 plus D14, oh, click the right one, Nick, and D16, and there's your total of utes, 2,368. But what happens when you move the data around? What happens if you get an extra few lines of utes, and if you want to sort stuff? You don't know that it's going to be right. What happens when you've got thousands of lines of data? You don't want to have to go and click through every single one. So that's where SUMIF comes greatly in handy. That was a really bad sentence, but we'll move on. So we'll delete out that formula, type equals SUMIF for SUMIF, an open bracket, and we get our three arguments that it requires. So the range is what you're going to search on. You can also search on the figures you want to total, in which case you'd select it like this, but as searching for all the 550 is just not useful for me, today I'm going to search by type. So we're searching by ute, sports car, sedan, and hippie car. Comma. So that brings us to the next argument, which is the criteria. Now I could just type in ute, brackets like that, and it would bring up all the utes for me, or sum them all. But that's not really going to be great when I want to do sports car and sedan and hippie car, because I'll have to change the formula. So how about I just take that out, we click on this cell here, which is F6, and it will automatically use ute. And I'll show you later how that's useful. So we press comma, and now the sum range, which is what we want to add up, which are all the sales figures for the month. You'll notice that the length of the range column that we're searching on is the same length as the sales figure column, or the sum range, and that's important too, otherwise it will get confused. Close it off with a bracket and press enter, and we still get the same figure that we got before, 2,368. Yet later on, if we have an extra couple of lines added, and we change the formula to conclude those lines, it'll still add them up. We don't have to go and hunt and peck for them. Now, so that we can use this formula all the way down this row, we want to make sure we've got absolute cell references, and at the moment we don't. So we'll just click on that, and I'll quickly press F4, which will change it to an absolute reference by putting the dollar signs in for me. I don't want to change F6, I want that to change when I copy this formula down. So F4 is a great little tip, by the way. So what I'll do now is click on this extend series or fill drag bar and pull it down. It copies down the formula, but it leaves the absolute references the same, and just changes that F7 or F6 to F7 to F8 or F9, which will then give me the total of the hippie car and the sedan and the sports car and the ute. That's the simple way to use SUMIF. Great for if you want to do charts and you want to do reporting on lots of data. So hopefully you'll find this useful, or at least as useful as I find it. And I'll just point you out that if you like SUMIF, I also recommend looking at COUNTIF and COUNTA. They work in very similar ways. Just look in the Excel help file. I might even do a video on those next time as well. Hopefully this has been good for you. I've really enjoyed putting it together, and I'll catch you next time.